Virginie, nice to see you again. Thanks for joining us. Well, first and foremost, how's IMEX been?
IMEX been super busy. Yeah, we have a really strong contingent of Canadian partners. We have over 33 destinations with us, 60 individuals representing Canada from coast to coast, and it's been a strong show.
Fantastic. Obviously, one of the reasons you're here, you've just launched or released the final part of your business events legacy and impact study. What inspired yourselves to launch this 3-year study? What was the thinking behind that?
Yeah, you know, when we started over 3 years ago, we really wanted to understand beyond the economic impact that events bring, what was it? What were we leaving behind? In essence, is why are we doing this? And you know, for decades we've been measuring truly what's easy: room nights, delegate attendance, you know, direct economic impact into destinations. But when you look at the actual legacy and long-term impact of events, from talent attraction, investment, research and innovation, those are the parts that are really complicated. And I think that was the impetus about why we wanted to launch that study, was really to truly understand why our work matters and how is it possible to measure it.
Yeah, and what gap were you hoping to fill by doing this? Exactly that.
Originally, when we started, you know, I think I was a little naive and I really wanted to find maybe a formula that you could plug in for any event and, you know, oh, this is the legacy. Well, it's not that. But we did discover that there is a blueprint for legacy.
So I was going to say, what was the most surprising non-economic impact that you uncovered?
Well, there's 8 dimensions in the framework that we leveraged, from cultural to built to natural to economic, political or intellectual. So there's a number of them, and they are ranked. So there's a number of them that are really prominent in a lot of events compared to different ones, and that really depends on the events that you're bringing.
So why do you think intentional planning is so critical to creating a long-term impact from conferences and conventions?
So when conferences come, there's definitely going to have an impact into the destination. But we found that the ones that have the strongest impact are the ones that are intentional about creating legacies and impact. So that you have to think about it before the event, during the event, and after the event. So impact and legacies are truly engineered. They're not just ad hoc, or you just hope that they're going to happen.
And there were also 18 strategic accelerators that can deepen event impact. Can you share a few examples that event organizers can realistically implement straight away?
Absolutely. So these are the success factors, for example, and legacy drivers that accelerate impact. And some of them are government involvement, or how much your DMO gets involved, some of the relationships that are created within your destination. Those are all factors that will, if they're in place, will continue to accelerate and increase the success of leaving that impact behind.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. And so then how important was the collaboration between, say, the government, the DMOs, the universities, etc., in terms of achieving these outcomes?
It's critical. All these partners, if they're not working together, it does not achieve that same level. So it's absolutely critical.
And the study itself, if I'm right in saying these, there's a lot of obviously diversity and inclusive involved in terms of governance, and that how in the event design itself, how do these kind of diverse perspectives strengthen legacy outcome?
Well, that was one of the key findings that we found that was not something we were expecting, and it was the power of inclusion. So the more diverse the voices that are involved into the creation and then the rolling out of the event, the more outcome and impact that we would see. So from government, from indigenous voices to DMOs to universities, all of those really amplify that impact.
And how does the research support the your broader sustainability and economic development goals?
They totally support it. Legacy and sustainability work hand in hand. You can't have one without the other, right? So the sustainability of an event is a legacy that you leave behind, and vice versa. So they're embedded.
And what's the feedback been like? So you've been here at IMEX, have you had much feedback into what the findings have brought out from people you've spoken to?
We were very intentional in how we shared the results of this study. It's not like we were keeping it all to ourselves. So we shared at IMEX 2 years ago our year 1 findings. Last year we shared the year 2 findings, and then this year we shared the year 3. And I think we've been seeing an increasing in the following of just destinations around the world, including media and other partners that are really interested in this type of research, because while the knowledge base comes from Canada, it is something that can be shared with the world. And they're really interested in finding how do we now leverage these insights and use them to showcase the value of an industry to their own governments and to their own stakeholders.
Yeah, I was going to say, how can other destinations actually learn from what you've done, and how can they sort of apply these to their own impact and legacy studies?
I think it's the gift of Canada to the world.
That was very kind of you. Looking ahead, I mean, what's the next step now in advancing sort of impact-driven events for yourselves? Where do you go next?
Yeah, so I think the next step will be to take all these insights and all this data and transform it into a framework that can be really readily available and used for our Team Canada partners. That's the first step that we will be developing in the next few months. And then from there, we will be looking at how then can we share that with the rest of the world. Because right now it's the results of a study, it's thousands of data points that we have, and it needs to be unpacked so that any destination can take it and really leverage it to increase their own legacies of the events that they're hosting.
Anything surprising that came out of it that you thought, oh, okay, hello?
The intentionality that is needed for impact to be there was surprising, to what point it needs to be engineered from the beginning. The sustained efforts that it takes for the impact to be continued over time, you just can't let it sit or else it will die. So continue that onwards. And the power of inclusion, as I mentioned, that was an interesting finding.
And sort of the legacy and the study aside, what's the sort of state of the industry like in Canada at the moment? How's the market currently, and your pipeline for the rest of the year looking pretty strong?
Canada's doing very well. Canada's doing strong. I think our values are resonating, and our openness to people, to cultures, to just being open, honestly, and safe is something that business events are looking for right now. Our pipeline, especially our international pipeline, is extremely strong. And we're getting ready to host the world for the FIFA World Cup as well.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Are you going to the games? Virginie, that was it. Was a quick wrap up just to get more a focus on the impact and legacy study. So thank you for your update, and safe home, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you for having me.
Super, thank you. Great. Oh, there we are. Short.